Hi, everyone. Thank you for registering and listening about my coaching training and special methods for luxury real estate. My name is Steve Kodad, and my company of over 2 decades is the Feng Shui Cure. I've done many LinkedIn Lives, and I found out many of you sign up to just get the recording. So that's what we're doing here. I'm just going to send you the recording, and you can watch it at your convenience. I'm well known for using feng shui for real estate success in the United States, Canada, and even internationally. You might think this system is only about feng shui. You'd be very wrong, very wrong. This program has many different components, including creating a luxury network, prospecting for buyers and sellers, and my favorite part, advanced luxury buyer psychology. My background is quite varied, uh, but I was a realtor myself for 2 decades in 3 states. I'm a former owner broker of a 34 agent real estate company in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm a national real estate presenter for state realtor associations. I'm certified as a feng shui professional with 3 different designations from 3 different feng shui schools. I currently operate a home evaluation company in Southwest Florida. I'm the author of several books. The first was in 2006. The third book was published in 2016. And recently, I've just done another one called The Invisible Advantage. I've been on PBS. I've been in many publications, including like Home and Garden, lots of podcasts in North America and in the UK, and countless newspaper articles. I've been a teacher, it feels like all my life. I've been a teacher in public and private schools and at 4 colleges. The latest one was the Ringling College of Arts and Design. You probably have a feeling that there's very little difference with how you work with particular buyers. Of course, you would be very wrong. These different owners are definitely going to be handled differently. There's quite a difference between working with regular real estate clients and that of high-end clients. You probably have already figured that out, but it might surprise you how they differ. And it's not just about the financial part. You see, the normal real estate buyer is very much into comps, the square footage, the number of bedrooms, the schools, how much of a commute they have in the morning. The luxury client is more interested in something else. They're interested in how an environment they are considering makes them feel. Will I be able to feel content, safe, comfortable, and be myself? Many of you would think that anyone who has achieved this standard of wealth and success would be more logical in purchasing real estate. I thought that too. They are often very educated, own a company or two, and are used to making big business decisions. Some of that is true, that they're logical. But when talking luxury real estates, it is again more of the feeling. Later, when they've decided they will mention some logical reasoning, but their decision is mainly on how the gut and their subconscious comes across. They have been very successful listening to their gut for a long, long time. It's not data, it's their subconscious. Many of you probably have started selling normal sized homes and worked your way up to maybe more expensive homes. You got more experience. Instead of working with popcorn ceilings, reducing clutter, and making sure it maybe smells good, you're now going to be focusing on something totally different. You're going to create that special feeling for these clients. You're now going to be creating a brand that's based on luxury property strategy. You'll be influencing this clientele differently. This is a smaller group in numbers who have quite different expectations. That is what this program is about. I want you to notice the message at the top left. You will keep seeing this as I go further and further. It is important for it to sink in. I'm going to mention it just once here verbally. Why some luxury homes feel right and others don't. It's not priced, it's not staging, and it's not just the location. Well, in my case, they have to feel it. It has to impress them at a deeper level. This is one of the things you are probably missing and not focusing on. I want you to imagine you come into a luxury home that the owners wish to put on the market. You are invited to sit down with the owners in their very lavish living room. Possibly you're following another agent from a well-known real estate company in town. It won't matter. Your message will come off very different to the owners. They keep hearing the same thing over and over, no matter how many times they talk to an agent. The earlier agents always said the same thing. I've been living here my whole life. I know the Jeffersons 2 doors down. I have a 4-member team. My agency is the largest in town. I have an MBA and I've been a realtor for 30 years. And you mentioned how luxury real estate clients make a decision on purchasing a home. And you handle it to get more showings, and there will be no hesitation about the price. You go on about using the latest buyer psychology tailored for high-end clients. Sound different from the person before. You mentioned this first and add some powerful feng shui techniques in later to make it even ultra special. You come off as different, unique, and you have a plan. You will be remembered. The agents who mention the same old thing are you that has an approach that appeals to people like themselves. They're going to remember you. To start, these folks may choose Miss or Mr. longtime resident. But even in this instance, two things may come about. Number one, if the first agent doesn't come through, guess who they're going to call? The agent who understands the thinking of other high-end clients. And number two, believe it or not, they'll mention you at all the local cocktail parties about this different real estate agent. I know you believe you show a listing in the MLS and sites like Trillia and Realtor.com very well. But I'd like you to consider handling things in a different way to get them to make an appointment. Your photos, as I'm sure you know, are very, very important. They're huge, huge. But in my opinion, the way we sequence, the way we take a photo, the way we stress certain things is hugely important and works a lot better than showing your 50 plus photos. The only thing that is important is to get them to make an appointment. Nothing is more important. I and you don't want to hear, oh, George, aren't they great photos? But let's look longer. For a luxury home, it is really important to show a sense of security. This is done subtly and appeals to their subconscious very positively. When I mention the feeling of security, I'm not meaning a vicious German shepherd, double deadbolts, an electric fence, or a shotgun under your bed. The psychology is put on steroids with feng shui and how it affects a person's subconscious. Some of you may believe that making a person's subconscious feel safe is a little weird, but you should know something. You should know that your subconscious and mine actually handle 95% of all of our decisions. Yes, 95%. That's a major reason I got certified as a feng shui professional was this effect. I wanted to make sure when a potential buyer entered one of my listings that they felt safe immediately and comfortable. There are 8 tests that must be aced for a buyer to strongly consider purchasing a home. When you fail one test, you're in a much more difficult situation. So you're going to be presenting a plan that I will help you put together that shows a luxury homeowner you know how to get it sold by emphasizing specific areas and specific emotions. I also will recommend with your photos that you tell a story. You're going to use a sequence that starts with them driving up and then ending at the master suite, the all-important master suite. The use of LinkedIn is going to be pivotal in networking for high-end real estate clients. We spend a lot of time creating this. You're going to use the most powerful social media platform that has the decision makers online, many, many times more than on Facebook or other platforms. There are more millionaires, business owners, CEOs, and high-end clients on LinkedIn than anywhere else by a lot. Let's make your profile, your posts, and connections emphasizing luxury real estate. I've been training real estate agents nationally on how to get great results on LinkedIn for a long time. From national presentations to doing CE classes for Florida real estate agents, you'll find out this is the platform. Using LinkedIn will be stressed if you decide to come aboard. The outside. Wow, is that important? The outside may be more important than the interior. Always remember the goal, and really the only major goal, is to get them into the home and see the home live. Your photos need to be used to persuade them to make an appointment, not look at more photos. We talk a lot about your photos, your posts on LinkedIn, and how to locate luxury buyers and sellers. You need to be unique. You need a hook that makes them interested in what you have to say. Your competition will say the same thing over and over. Let's help you create a message that gets the owner to get really interested. These clients are interested in how a home comes off mentally. They are quite knowledgeable and even very interested in feng shui. Luxury homes come in all sizes and shapes. Your particular area will be different from all others. If we're talking Arizona, a Scottsdale home and a home in Flagstaff will need a different perspective and a unique plan of action. A luxury home in Omaha, Nebraska may be less expensive than a luxury home in Sarasota, Florida, but the process does not change. So these are the categories you're going to become an expert on if you decide to join me. Techniques on working with luxury clients, how to market, how to advertise, and how to even communicate with them. Once again, using LinkedIn as a powerful tool for prospecting, branding, and networking that you probably are not doing now. And you'll become an expert in the use of advanced buyer psychology and feng shui for real estate. Let's just talk a little bit before we stop about buyer psychology / feng shui for luxury real estate. You're going to have some abilities that no other agent in town is going to have. For example, you'll be able to solve layout problems. And all homes, including luxury homes, have layout problems, I promise you. You're going to cure something that maybe sounds funny called poison arrows inside and outside a house. That makes a big difference in how it feels and comes off for a buyer. This is a huge thing for you. This is going to handle their subconscious and any kind of insecurity they might have. You're going to learn how to use focal points in each room that help in making a showing more memorable and actually points out the best features. I know some are obvious, and some, though, need to be created, and we'll work on that together. Psychologically, you're going to learn how to improve the flow to increase the idea of more space, easier living, lessen the frustration, and make the home much more comfortable. And then also, you're going to be really working a lot with me on curb appeal that's more magnetic, very attractive in the photos and at the curb, and when conducting a showing. And then you're going to learn also how to soften an environment and make it feel more comfortable for folks. There are a lot of different techniques and tips that are really going to help you to make that home come off much more comfortable because it's very, very subtle. This is what I look like right now. Okay, I've been at this for a long time. Just to give you an idea that I'm not lying to you, I have been all over this country and I've been invited to a lot of different associations in a lot of different states and really have always enjoyed speaking on my favorite subject. So high-end luxury real estate clients are different. They just are. They're very sensitive to their environments, a lot more than you would think. You may be hesitant to attempt something different, but whatever you do, even if you decide not to come along with me, don't just blend in with the local agents. To try to entice you to decide to give it a try, first month is half price. It allows you to decide if you want to continue with me. You can continue for the second and third month and stop at any time. After the first month, second month, third month, that's fine. To sign up for more information, just go to the following. And if you want to ask some questions, let's meet. Let's meet online or we can talk, whatever you feel comfortable with doing. So thank you so much for deciding to listen, and I hope I hear from you. You take care.